What up? What up? What up? Got another one for you today in this new video. This one is more or less a video about what I have and what the plan is. So today we're going to look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly of this bunch of Jada toys that I have, all 1/24 scale. And I purchased this as a lot from an individual on eBay. I want to say eBay. And a lot of them have some issues, definitely have some issues. Some are good, so as I've stated in one of my videos, you're not going to always see the best looking models all the time. Sometimes you're going to run into some with some issues. If you check out my Durango video, you've seen the Durango had so many issues. It was falling apart. The paint was bad. But this is what my channel is all about, is showing you the highs and the lows of diecast collecting. And in this video, I'm going to show you what I have in this box and what we are facing. So without further ado, let's get it. Alright guys, so we are back. Now, as I stated in the beginning, in the introduction, I have a bunch of Jada toys that I purchased as a lot from an individual. And we're going to kind of look at them to kind of see some of the goods, the highs, and some of the lows of some of these. And what issue that I am facing with these individual cars from Jada Toys. And as you can see, I already have two on the table. And they're already covered in plastic, which means these are the good. Now, I also have a box here, as you can see. So there are some in this box. So we're going to see what's the bad and what's downright ugly in this box as far as problems and things like that. So we are definitely going to take a look at those. So let's jump into this video and let's see what we have here. So I'm quite sure you guys are no strangers to the Lexus, and let's start with the good. And I have a Lexus GS. This is the Lexus GS 430. And you can see that this is definitely a Jada Toys. There is the Jada Toys logo right there. And you can see that this one is in very good condition. This one I had no problems with. Everything is still intact. Uh-oh. I think I just made a boo-boo. And you see the hood just popped right off. So maybe this one is not as great as I thought it was. And the minute I shot up the hood, it just popped right off. So maybe this one goes in the ugly column with the rest of them in the box. So we're going to place this one in the ugly column. let me go ahead and grab the hood. Yes, and judging by the hood, it looks like it was previously glued. Looking at the residue here, it looked like it was glued. And you can also see glue residue here, which means this hood was not placed on here by the way it came mechanically when it was first manufactured. But you can see the glue, the hardened glue residue here. And so that is evidence that this hood was glued on and that it broke by the previous owner and that he glued it. So we have evidence of that. So now we definitely have to place this in the bad column. So this will go in the bad column because the hood is broken, but the rest of the car is good. So let me just check the rest of this just to make sure that it is, because I don't want a door to fall off or anything like that. You know, the hood just popped off because it was glued. So there's one issue right there. And it looks like everything else is intact. The trunk is intact, so that's good. The doors are intact. And so, yeah. So now we see that this right here has been previously glued. So this would be in the bad column. And so this is where we will put this one. We would put this one as bad. So this would be bad. All right. Let's move that over. Now, let's look at the second one. This is also a GS430. Now, this one here is another Lexus GS430. Now, this one is intact. And as you can see, when I pop the hood up, it doesn't pop off or anything like that. This one is definitely intact. So you can see the difference between this one and the other one I just showed you. See where the hood popped off. See, this one did not pop off at all. So this one you can see is good. Also looking on the inside, the doors are good. And, you know, the custom black wheels as usually how it goes. Now, this one in this case is a Dub City. This is not per se a Jada Toys. It may be a Jada Toys. I don't know. Yes, it is a Jada Toys. Okay, so, all right, it has the opening hood and the doors. So everything is intact on this one. No issues with paint or anything like that. So this one is pretty good. Well, there's a couple of scuffs right here. You know, that's minor. And let's see, we got a couple scuffs right here, so that's a bit minor. You know, you can touch that up. So this one is not really bad. So I would put this Lexus right here in the good category. This would be good. So when we look at this one, we would say good. Okay? So that's what we will label this one as good. Now we have to go to the box of unknowns. The box of unknowns here will tell us where these would go. And now we would have to check them out and see exactly what we have in the box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the box off the table and put it on the floor so I can have room on this table. So we're going to put these two in the back right here. And let's pull another one up from the box. And let's see what we have here. So we have another Lexus. But this is a different model Lexus. This is the Lexus SC. So this is the SC 430. You can see the Jada Toys logo there. And let's look at the overall condition. And already I'm seeing issues here. You can see there is dirt pretty much embedded in the paint. You can also see issues here. There's also dirt there. There's a chip in the paint right there. And let's see. Yeah, there's dirt here. Cosmetically, it's not really bad if you can take a rag and get this off. But if not, if it's cosmetically embedded in the paint, more than likely you're probably going to have to paint this over. There's a chip there. Also, you can see that there is a mirror missing, because we do have one on this side, but clearly there's a mirror missing. So that's one problem, one issue there, along with the paint. The hood is practically okay. It is in one piece, so that is a great discovery. The doors is also fine. No parts are missing on the inside. You can see the PlayStation joystick is still sitting on the seat. Everything looks to be intact on the inside. Everything is still in order there. Let's look in the trunk. Trunk is fine. We look in there. You can see there's a TV, some speakers, and a couple of amps. So that is also good. So there's nothing missing there. And we go to the driver's side. And everything seems to be intact. Nothing here looks out of place or broken. So with this one, I'm not sure what column to put this in. I would have to say this one would probably be in the bad column, because it has paint issues. I don't know if this will come out. It's definitely have paint issues. Also, it is missing a mirror. So we're definitely going to put this one labeled as bad. If you disagree, let me know in the comments. But I think personally this is bad. There's also issues here. As you can see, it has a little bit of issues going on with the paint in the front. That paint is a little bit bubbled up there. So I would definitely have to label this one as bad. Okay, and there you have it for that one. Now let's see what else we got in this box. All right, I see some blue. Ah, a Cadillac. The CTS. All right, let's take a look at the CTS, and already staring me in the face is the top of this CTS, which is not good. As you can see, there are definitely discolorations in the paint right here. There are already big old chips missing here. You can see along the top right here where the sunroof is, they're definitely missing parts of the paint. There was a spoiler here, as you can see, with the holes missing. There was a spoiler here, and now it's gone. Let's see. It also has chipped paint here, and it is missing a mirror here. There's chipped paint and everything all over this. The trunk opens, and yeah. So this one is missing a lot. The hood opens on this one, and it seems to be intact. No broken lights or anything like that. The wheels and everything seems to still be in order. Let's see, you also have paint chipped right here on the bumper, and also you have issues right here. You can see that the paint is also chipped on the back door and the back quarter panel, and you can see this is also a Jada Toys, and it is a 2002 Cadillac CTS. Now this one definitely, oh, and it also has a mirror missing. Let's not, okay, I didn't go to the inside here. Inside, everything seems to be intact. It is very dirty on the inside. Let's check out the passenger side. It's the same thing. It is very dirty inside of this car. So you can tell a lot of dust, and it has been sitting for a very long time by the previous owner of these. And this Cadillac CTS, this one would be labeled ugly. This is ugly. So we're going to put this in the ugly column, because there is a lot going on with this one. So we're going to put this in the ugly column. So I'm going to put that over there. All right, let's see what's next. I see some yellow. All right. So we have a Hummer H2, and already coming out. Check this. The bottom of the running board, the minute I take the packaging off, the running board is already loose. So that already is a problem within itself. We have a little discoloration here, like some scratching, like color from some other source that doesn't belong on this truck. Also some more discoloring here. It looks green, so I'm not sure what that is. We have a cracked windshield, which is dented in. It is pushed inward, so that is also a big problem. Let's see, with the hood is still intact, so that is a good sign that at least the moving parts is still all in one piece. Let's see if we're missing any lights, anything like that. No, everything seems to be intact. Let's look at this side over here. Everything seems to be good over here. This running board is still in one piece. Let's look in the interior. This was probably like all the other ones. It's very dirty on the inside. And let's check it out. Let's look at the top of the roof here. Everything up here seems to still be intact. Let's go to the very back. Does the back open? Yes, the back does open. And as we can see, everything is still in one piece back there. The tailgate of this Hummer is still good. We do have a slight crack in the back window. You can see right there. There is a crack in the back window. There it is, right there. So there's a crack in the back window. We have that. And, okay, the tail lights and everything is still in one piece. That's good. Okay, the bumper is definitely scuffed up. You can see the paint is missing along the bumper here where it says Hummer. Definitely missing there. And as you can see, there's the Jada Toys logo. And it says 2003 Hummer H2. These were one of my favorite trucks when it first came out. So this is still, you know, a cool truck to see every now and then. The mirror is still intact over here. Let's see on the other side. Yes, we still have the mirrors. So, with everything we've just saw with this one, this Hummer is definitely ugly. So this is in the ugly column. And it has to be labeled ugly. There are too many things wrong with it. I have the windshield and the back window with a crack. The running board is loose. There's discolorations in the paint with the green, you know, on it. And definitely the scuff marks here with the paint missing. So this Hummer is definitely a ugly. So we're going to put this Hummer in the ugly column. All right. So that is the Hummer. And as I've always said, if you disagree with where I'm putting these individual Jada toys, let me know. If you think if you agree with the column that I'm putting them in, also let me know. But this gives me an idea of what I am facing. So that way I know what my assignment is for each of these individual cars. So let's grab another one. And we have another one here. And I'm not sure what this is. They've been sitting in the box, so I forget exactly what I have in there. Let's see what this is. Turn it this way. Okay. Yukon. So we have a Yukon XL. All right. Let's check out this Yukon XL, and right off the back, we see it. There is the scuffing of the paint right there. So that is a problem. We can also see this area here. So this area here is an issue. We can also see that the paint is definitely a problem in this area. We see scuffs here on the roof. There's missing paint there. Also in these areas here. Going along the back. And let's see, we got a little scuff, little missing piece of paint here. There's some chips. Also some chips here by the back wheel. Let's look at the rear. And right down here at the bottom where the Dub City plate is, you can see there are paint chips down here as well. Let's look into the rear of this and let's open it up. And everything seems to be intact back there. The tailgate is still all together as one piece. So that is great news. I've always felt like it's great news when you have all the open attachments in one piece. Because I don't like loose ligaments as far as the tailgate missing one of its hinges or anything like that, because that presents a huge problem, because now you have to figure out how to get it back in one piece. We also have some chip paint here. There's also some light scuffing along the paint up here on the truck, but it seems to make its way towards the back. Also right here over the top of the wheel well. And let's look on the inside. Inside everything seems to be intact in there. Very dusty, but intact for the most part. What is going on with this mirror? Why is it sitting up like that? As you can see, the mirror just looks kind of crazy. You know, I don't want to move it too much and make it fall off, but yeah, it looks like it doesn't want to come back to its normal position. So it seems to be, yeah, it doesn't want to come back to its normal position. So, you know, I have to figure that one out and see what I have to do. If I have to take it apart and reposition it so it'll be straight. As you can see, the other mirror is kind of like that, but it's not as bad as this one over here. And you can see on the hood, there is definitely a big chip there. There are chips here along the line. And let's open up the hood. Everything is good in there. No missing headlights. That's another thing that's also presents a big problem. When you are missing headlight lenses, tail light lenses, that presents a big problem because replacements, you know, you don't have replacements, so it's hard unless you can find a truck of this caliper that is probably a junk truck where you can just use it for parts, and hopefully you find something like that. So that's another thing that presents as an issue. But this truck seems to have all its headlight and tail light lenses, which is great, so I don't have to worry about that. And so far it seems like all the vehicles have maintained their headlight, tail light lenses, because sometimes you do come across some of these Jada models that are missing headlight and tail light lenses. I've come across them many a times when I was purchasing stuff off of eBay or Mercari or Facebook Marketplace, wherever it may be. Some people may be selling junk parts or junk Jada vehicles, and I've seen tail lights missing, headlights missing, and things of that nature. So those can present an issue at times. So, okay, with this one, I have not put a label on this one yet, but with the problems I see on this one, we will label this one as bad. So we will put this one in the bad column. And I won't put this in the ugly column because there are no missing pieces. The windshield, all the glass seems to be in great shape. There are no cracks or anything in none of the glass. All the ligaments and pieces are still intact, like the mirrors are still here, even though they seem to take a form of its own. At least the mirrors and things are still intact, so that is great. The only issue this truck presents is that it has a problem with the paint. And that's really the only thing I see. So we're going to put this in the bad column. Okay. And we have one more in the box. And this is the final vehicle that's in the box. And let's open it up to see what it is. Looks to be a pickup truck of some sort. Again, you know, I have so many cars, sometimes I forget what I have in them when I have them in boxes. Okay, so this is a Ford F-150, and yeah, there's a lot going on with this. Not to mention, first off, with the cover, the bed cover, you can see already there are chips on this, paint chips. There's issues with this already. So the bed covers already got problems. Let's look at the truck. And yes, I definitely see issues with the paint. If you look at the paint in the light, you can also see there are issues along here, the rear quarter panel. Missing mirror on the driver's side. There are issues with the paint. Yep, there's issues right there. I like the wheels. These are some nice wheels. There seems, whoa. There seems to be a grind here. This seems like the... Why is the wheels grinding like that? It should not be grinding like that. The wheels should not be grinding like that. So it's all... Yeah, that is a problem. You can see that the wheels seem to be okay, there's a bend in it. The wheels are bent. The axle is bent. As you can see, this wheel is not turning straight. It's not rolling straight. You can look at this one and tell, look, this wheel is not even moving at all. Oh yeah, that is a problem. That is a huge problem. Yeah, this, see, it doesn't want to move. Yeah, that's a problem. So the wheels are practically bent. The hood is still intact. The headlights are still intact. There is chips in the paint here in the front. Look on the roof. Very much a scratch here. Look like it's been on its top, on its roof, and just scuffed up really bad. Up top, you can see the issues with the paint up on the top here. Another missing mirror. So now we have mirrors missing on both sides. That is definitely paint issues here. There's a chip here in the front. Let's look at the rear. Okay, the tail lights is still intact. That is good. Let's see if the tailgate is intact. The tailgate is still intact. That is also good. So no issues there. We're missing the tailpipes. Tailpipes are gone. So there's no tailpipes here. They are missing, as you can see here. So no tailpipes. That's a problem. And you can see at the bottom here, it says scale 124, the F-150 Super Crew. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going in the ugly category. Let's look at the inside here. Everything seems to be intact. It's very dirty in here. You could see a big, huge dust ball right there. That just goes to show you someone had this thing sitting for a very long time. And yeah, I have my work cut out for me with these Jada models. I definitely have my work cut out for me. Each one of these individually, I have to do something with and get them back on point. More than likely, they'll end up being created my way, and but they will be back on point, intact, and in order. So each one of these has major problems. Well, some have major problems, some have minor issues. I think the only ones that have minor issues would be these two here. With this one, the hood popped off, so we can fix that. And that was the only issue with this one. With this one, we just have like little chips here and there, or the paint that can be touched up. That's it with that one. Both have their mirrors. Everything is pretty much good with these. So, but this one, definitely we got to fix that hood. The rest of these, yeah, they have big time issues. The inside of this one, yeah, it's very dusty. Nonetheless, it's still intact. This F-150 is horrible. The wheels are bent in the front, and that presents a big issue because that's just mean it won't roll. So we're going to put this F-150 in the ugly column. It's definitely in the ugly column. And let's go ahead and put this cover back on. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. These are the Jada toys. Good, bad, and ugly. Okay? And as you can see, each one of them. So we have the Ford F-150 Super Crew in the ugly column. We have the Lexus GS 430 good column. We have this one, I believe I put in the either bad or ugly. I'm not sure, I can't remember. The Lexus SC 430. This one was in the ugly, I believe. This one was definitely in the ugly column. For sure, I know that one was in the ugly column. This Hummer was definitely in the ugly column because it had windshields broken and everything. So it's definitely in the ugly column. This Yukon XL was in the bad column. You know, so we really only had one good one, and that was this one here, which only had a little bit of chipped paint, which can be touched up. So it was nothing really major wrong about this one. There was no missing parts or anything like that. So this is the only good we got out of this bunch. And let me see how many of them there is. 4, 7. So we have 7 Jada toys here. And we have rated them. And now I know that I have work to do. So in conclusion, now we know exactly what's good, what's bad, and what's downright ugly. So I have rated them. You guys let me know in the comments if you disagree with the rating that I gave them and tell me why. But I feel like, personally, my opinion, I put them in the right column because of the issues that they have and the painstakingly solution, I should say, to getting them back to what they used to be before encountering all these problems. So I feel like they definitely need to be redone. They all need to be redone, and each one has its own problems from bad to worse. So we're going to work on those individually, and I have to come up with a plan for each one. So you guys let me know in the comments what you think about these Jada toys, about the issues and the problems you have. Do you have Jada toys that presents these same issues? Let me know in the comments. But until next time, you guys stay up, and I will see you in the next episode.